A lot of family and friends ask me why I'm so passionate about the subject of money, making it, saving it, investing it, and growing it. And my answer is simple. I want options. And girl, I want options for you too. And hands down, the one thing that has had the most impact on my financial peace and my financial future is owning real estate. But the thing is, the different ways that you can generate income and build wealth through real estate are usually gate kept. All most people know is that you need to have a huge down payment or outrightly buy a home, which both require a lot of capital. But if you're starting out with not a lot of capital, but you want to tap into the real estate market and start generating income and also increase your wealth, then this video is for you. If you're new here, hi. Welcome, I'm Vanessa, and on this channel, I help women earn more and build wealth on their own terms. So if you're a woman and you want to get to the bag, then consider subscribing and joining the community. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing 7 ways to generate passive income through real estate. And if you know anything about real estate investing, it's usually not passive. There are not a lot of ways to generate truly passive income without putting a lot of money up front. I'm talking as low as less than $100 to get started. But of course, the more you put in, the more you can get out. And this is one topic that I think should be talked about more, but for some reason, no one's talking about it. It's really gate kept, but that ends here. So, baby girl, get comfortable and let's get into it. Number 1, the first way to generate truly passive income through real estate investing, where no tenant will be calling you, telling you that they have a broken pipe, and no one would bother your phone telling you you need to do maintenance. You don't even have to pay property taxes. You don't have to deal with the HOA, nothing like that. Number 1 is through something called REITs, real estate investment trusts. Now, if you know anything about investing in the stock market where you buy shares of a company, buying into a real estate investment trust is very similar. So basically, think about it this way. Let's imagine that there is a new construction of building. It might even be a commercial property, a huge building, and the building is developed by a company that has a real estate investment trust. What they do is they put up little pieces of ownership of the building into something called REITs. And different investors can just buy REITs the exact same way that you buy shares. So through apps and through websites. A good example or app that you can do this on is Fundrise. And there are 2 amazing things about owning REITs. 1, you don't have to actually manage any property, so it's truly passive. And 2, REITs are required by law to pay out 90% of their earnings, so rental income and the likes, to investors as dividends. So 90% of whatever the building earns will be paid out to investors for investing in REITs. And that's why I personally love REITs. And I've been investing in REITs since I was in college, since I found out about them in one of my finance classes. And baby girl, I started out by investing only $50. So yeah, through Fundrise, through Fidelity, you can start out very small and build up your portfolio from there. Number 2, the second way to generate income through real estate if you don't have a lot of money to put up front is through short-term rental arbitrage. What is this? Just calm down. I'm going to break it down to you in a second. So if you travel a lot, you're either an Airbnb girly or a hotel girly. To be honest, I'm a little bit of both. I have stayed in some beautiful Airbnbs like this one in the south of France. I know, showing you my life a little bit, but real estate investing and the other things I do with my money have allowed me to have experiences like going to south of France, booking out an Airbnb as stunning as this. But you could also be the host and make money from people like me. And you don't even necessarily have to own the property. How? I'm glad you asked. By leasing out a property long term and then renting it out short term on a website like Airbnb or furnished finders. And we're going to talk about furnished finders in a second. Now, the good thing about rental arbitrage is that it helps you earn money through short-term rentals without actually owning the property. So you don't have to put a down payment. You don't have to actually make a purchase, but you do have to have an agreement with the owner of the property. So if you rent a house, for example, in a city where people like to visit, people travel to, so for example, if you're in South Africa, if you're in Cape Town or some other city, I don't know much about South Africa, but if you're in a city where a lot of tourists visit and you are currently renting an apartment or a house, you can actually have a conversation with your landlord, right? And you can do a lease and have an agreement, maybe pay them a little bit more than you typically would. The thing is, regardless of how much more you pay your landlord for allowing you do rental arbitrage, long-term rent would always be cheaper than short-term rent. So you sign a lease for a whole year and your rent is a certain amount, but you can make the amount that you pay for a month in a week if someone comes in for short-term rental, because short-term rentals are typically way more expensive than long-term rentals. And that is why there's an arbitrage. Arbitrage just means difference in price. So basically, you get to take home the difference between what you pay your landlord to have the place and what your tenants pay you to stay short-term. Now, remember I said we're going to talk about Furnished Finder in a second, so let's talk about it. When you do short-term rentals on Airbnb, you might get tourists, you might get different kinds of people who want to rent the place for different reasons. But the reason why I'm saying Furnished Finder might be better than Airbnb is because Furnished Finder is usually for travel nurses and travel medical professionals, as opposed to Airbnb, which is for anyone. And if you know anything about Airbnb, people would rent an Airbnb and say they just want to spend time with their friends or their family, and they might end up throwing a party on your property. They might end up destroying your property. They might end up putting cigarettes and just different random things on your property because you don't know what they're really renting it out for. You don't want that to happen to you with your own property, so you definitely don't want that to happen with someone else's property, like your landlord, right? So to avoid the risk of that happening, what you can do is use a website that specifically targets a group of people that you can at least predict how they'll behave. So for example, doctors, maybe people in residency, they just need a place to lay their heads. They're going to be spending most of their time in the hospital. They're most likely not going to be throwing parties in the apartment because who has time for that? They're busy saving lives. So that's a way to be strategic when you're using a method like this, because what you don't want is for people to come on there and mess up a property that doesn't even belong to you. Okay, that's not what we're doing. Okay, number 3, this is one I'm so excited about because 1, I have done it. 2, it makes the most money on this list. And 3, I'm filming a podcast episode with an expert on this topic because it is just that good. Her name is Olivia, and I'm going to be bringing her on soon, and I'm so excited to have her on. But for now, let's talk about it in this video. And if you want to get started before she comes on, you can do your research and get into it. But number 3 is house hacking. Say it after me, house hacking. Let me tell you how this works. Now, if you and your partner or just you have saved up enough money for a down payment and you're thinking of buying your dream house right now, maybe you should think a little bit more strategically about how you can make money from the house that you want to buy. Instead of just buying a house to live in, you can think about renting out the basement, or instead of buying a single family home, you can buy a multi-family home and have someone else live in the second unit. And this is how you can even live rent free. So you're going to be making money, you're going to be living rent free, and you're also going to benefit from property appreciation. It doesn't get better than this. But of course, this is one on the list that would require some capital upfront for your down payment. But if this is your first home, you might qualify for an FHA loan of just 3.5% down. However, just like with any other mortgage or any other loan, you're probably going to need decent credit. I'm not even going to hold you. Your credit matters. So if you're currently struggling with low or even no credit, then Kickoff can be a great credit hack. If you don't know what Kickoff is, girl, let me put you on. Kickoff is a credit building tool that helps you build credit safely and easily with affordable monthly plans designed to quickly improve key credit factors and give you the keys to a future with better credit and everything that comes with it, like the ability to house hack. I'm sharing this with you because Kickoff is the #1 credit building app on the App Store, and it's been praised by Credit Karma and NerdWallet as a smart way to build credit fast without any of the scammy schemes or headaches. Don't go paying no cousin John or Julie from the internet to help you fix your credit. Like you can just use a tool like Kickoff to fix your credit without being scammed. And the best part about Kickoff is that you get to sign up in minutes with no credit check, no interest, and no hidden fees. And they have pretty affordable plans that start at just $5 a month. And these plans are designed to improve credit factors like positive payment history and low utilization. As someone who moved to the US as a teenager, but born to Nigerian parents, girl, I know all about not having any credit. Like my credit history wasn't bad, it was non-existent. And I had to build everything from scratch, learn everything from scratch. So if you're in a place right now where you have low or no credit, that is not something to feel shame about. It's something to work on and improve, okay? Don't feel any shame. If you're listening to this right now and you're like, my credit needs help, then don't worry about it at all. My team and I have been able to secure an 80% discount for you. So simply by clicking the link down in the description box, you get access to Kickoff for 80% off. So thanks Kickoff for supporting this community by sponsoring today's video. Number four is land banking. What is land banking? So basically, land banking is a method of investing where you do research. You can use ChatGPT, Ask AI, or speak to realtors, speak to people in the real estate industry, and find areas. It doesn't even have to be areas near you, but find areas that are high growth areas. So places that are getting developments, places where new offices are springing up. So find areas that are fast growing, even areas where gentrification is happening. So the strategy here is to look for land in those areas and buy the land and hold it for when it appreciates, because areas that are fast growing appreciate over time, right? So land banking is a way of sort of like saving money. If you're looking to build a house at some point, you're not ready yet, or you just want to put money into something that you can sell at a later time and make some profit off of it. But this requires a lot of research. It requires working with professionals. So don't just watch a YouTube video and then look for random land on Zillow and buy it, because you have to be careful with this one. But land banking is also a great way to put money into something, sell it off, and then make money off of it at a later time. Number 5 is real estate crowdfunding. Now, this is actually similar to real estate investment trust. And the similarity is that you pull money with other investors. So you're just putting a small percentage of your money, and other investors also put their money in, and together y'all buy a piece of property. And the way you make your money back passively is through interest. Some platforms that are good for this are Realty Mogul, CrowdStreet, and Ground Floor. Number 6 is mobile home rentals. If you're someone who loves the idea of glamping, but you don't want to do it yourself, but you want to be sort of in that space, in that industry, this could be a good one for you. The strategy with this is that you buy and place a small mobile home. It could even be a little trailer in a park or a piece of land, decorate it, furnish it, and rent it out to campers and glampers. Number 7 is the live in, then rent strategy. And what is that? So basically, you buy a home with a low down payment, live in it for 1 year, and then rent it out and start getting rental income, and also start benefiting from appreciation. Now, why is this even on this list, and why is it a strategy? Because when you buy a home for personal use, you're able to get a better mortgage and better loan terms than if you were to just buy outrightly for the purpose of renting it out. So what you can do is buy it, live in it for 1 year. So technically it is residential. It's not an investment property. And then after living in it for 1 year, you can decide to use it as an investment property. Now, remember, none of this is financial advice, okay? I'm just saying the things that I would do, and some of these things I have done, and these are some great ways to generate passive income through real estate that nobody's talking about. Remember that I'm rooting for you, so please do not stop rooting for yourself. And until next time, please take care.